This is Star Wars, the Vintage Collection, Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's part of the first wave of the 2012 Vintage Collection figures. He is number VC76. This guy, he is okay. He's definitely not one of the best figures. He's not one of the worst. I'm sorry, he is one of the worst, but he's not the worst. I would put him definitely low on your priority list. He was definitely low on mine. But he's better than a few of them. Anyway, on to him in a minute. Let's look at the packaging. As I said before, I really like this wave's packaging. They picked some really great images to use in the packaging, and I think this is my absolute favorite packaging. This is my favorite figure in package. I mean, he's okay on the outside of the package, but inside with this image, it looks superb. On the back here, we got figures from the rest of the wave. I've just about got all of them up. I will put up, this will be the second to last, and I will do the Naboo guard, and then all will be up. There's some vehicles from the Vintage Collection. Alright, on to the figure. He's got his Jedi lightsaber, of course. He does not have a unignited one. Even though he does have a peg hole on his belt, he does not have an unignited lightsaber. He's got this Lady Bic looking communicator here, and this has a square peg hole on it, but he has no square peg on his belt. The Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan came with this. I think it looked a little bit different, but it attaches to his belt. There's a square peg that attaches to the belt. But so obviously they just kind of threw this at him. I don't know why they gave us this and not a unignited lightsaber, which he is obviously built for, but whatever. And he comes with his traditional Jedi robes. These Jedi robes, they look okay. Let me get them on. I just have a problem with soft goods robes or jackets, just because they don't ever fall right. I mean, it's nice that, come on, get your arm in there, idiot. It's nice that they did include a soft, I guess that might be, I guess they figure that's a little bit more value for your dollar, I'm not sure. But they just usually don't fit right. They usually just bunch up and just they just don't look right, but this one's okay. It actually looks decent on him. I like the materials made out of it. It's got a nice shine when he puts the hood on. If you can get it just right, it looks okay. It took me a while to get it just right, though. But if you want it to fall backwards, you kind of have to fold it in. It's kind of hard to do it. It doesn't fall back very well. I can't get it. But, I mean, it's decent. I usually have them without it, because I usually want to have them in an attacking pose, and they don't wear them when they're in combat. Alright, so on to the figure. It is a repaint. I don't know if it's a repaint. I think it's just a repack. It is the same figure that comes in the new Movie Heroes line. It's the same exact figure. It's just the one in the Movie Heroes doesn't have the robe. I don't know if it has a unignited lightsaber or not. I didn't take that much of a look, but it is the same figure. Alright, let's take a look at the sculpt. He's a decent sculpt. I don't like how they make these, their sleeves too belly out at the bottom. It just looks kind of silly, when it's like that, because, I mean, wouldn't it be falling straight down, not out like that? So that, they never really get that right. On the little Anakin, they actually kind of nailed it with his sleeve, with the right amount of drape, but other than that, I mean, he's got nice texture in the robes here and on his arms and on his back. It's just not that much paint detail in it. It's just one color, no shading or anything like that. His belt is nice. I do like his belt. Nice leathery looking belt with little pieces in it, which is cool. And he's got a lot of nice pouches on it with good paint, but with well painted buttons. His head sculpt, I really don't like his hair. It doesn't look like that spiky hair. It looks more like a fro. And I don't like the way his little Padawan braid kind of just sticks out like that. It's kind of defying gravity. But that's a small thing. He's got a half sculpted, half soft goods tunic, which I really like, because from the front he's got that nice sculpted look, but on the sides and the back, it's not going to hurt his articulation really. So that's good. I like his boots. They are a little clean looking. I wish this figure could have had a little bit more weathering. I mean, I think it's supposed to be after he's been fighting Darth Maul, so you think he'd look a little bit more roughed up, but he doesn't. I like his boots. I like the belts on him. His legs are like a little skinny, but I mean very slightly. So articulation wise, he's got a ball jointed head. Swivel 360. It doesn't look up and down very well. Ball hinge shoulders, ball hinge elbows, swivel wrists, ball hinge waist. So that's swivel 360, and it's got really good back and forth, side to side movement. It's got this stupid swivel hips, just front and back, no outward motion. Ball hinge knees and a ball hinge foot, so that can do that little kick down like that, and it can swivel 360. So I mean, let's take a look at how big he is. Here he is next to the Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan. You can tell he's a little bit shorter, he's a little bit skinnier than the older versions of Obi-Wan. When you're looking for this guy in the store, make sure his eyes are not cross-eyed. I've seen a few that had cross eyes. So make sure of that. But other than that, he doesn't have much detail on his face. I guess look and make sure the his hairline stops at his hair, is not on his forehead. You can see mine has a little bit of brown paint on his forehead, but I mean you can barely notice it. Just keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. All right, so should you get this figure? I'm gonna give you a no. I mean, there are better Obi-Wan figures out there. This guy, he's just not that great. I do like that younger Obi-Wan. I don't know. I like that character a lot. I mean, or that version of the character. But I mean, this toy is just nothing special. I would definitely, if I had to break the wave up into twos, he would be on the bottom half of that. If I had to break it up into thirds, he would be in the very end of the middle one. I'd rank him about 7. No, actually lower than that. How many are there? There's 12. I would rank him 9 or 10. So not that great. I don't know. You might like him though, but he doesn't. Again, he's got crap accessories. I mean, he's got this that doesn't attach, doesn't have a non-ignited lightsaber. He's got poor articulation in the hips. Like, the way he looks, his sculpt and his paint is not nearly enough to make up for the rest of that stuff. He does have a great card though. If you're gonna get him, keep him in the card. He's not worth opening, but he looks great on that card. That is really nice. All right, well, I hope you found this helpful. Until next time, keep collecting.